I think let's just roll right into it because we always do a podcast at the beginning of the year around setting intentions.
Yep.
Individually, as a couple, for your family, however that looks. And so we wanted to kind of model what that looks like, show you what that outline could be, because we, like, for me, I can't speak for you, but, you know, if we can help just one couple feel more connected in 2025, I'm good. I've done my job. I mean, the hope is thousands, but, and one of the first things we do, if we can just jump right in, is you're going to reflect on the victories and the struggles from 2024, from the last year.
Yeah.
So what were the wins? What were the challenges over the last year? And you want to make sure when you're having this conversation that both of you agreed to this time, because you're in this kind of mindset. It's not like in the kitchen while you're cooking and doing a bunch of stuff. It's like, hey, let's go out for dinner and let's set our intentions for the year. Let's just make it a nice and intimate, you know, just the two of us time to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you're hearing this and you're like, wow, yeah, this sounds like a great thing for me and my partner to do. New Year's was just a couple days ago. That introduction of the idea in a really like positive way, in a strength-based way of like, hey, you know, it was just New Year's. I really want to feel connected in us achieving our goals together. Can we sit down and create our intentions together for the year? And so Tarah nailed the first one. The first one is just saying like, hey, let's look back a little bit. Let's look back at the last year. And we can role model this a little bit for you real quick. Is I would say that one of the victories is that we're coming out of last year really feeling sort of in a similar headspace.
Yeah.
Like you and I, like we know where we want to go. We know sort of the tone and energy around it. We may have struggled with some of our intentions from last year, but I feel like we sort of have a little boost in getting those intentions back online in the next year.
I agree with that. I would say for me, one of our biggest victories was creating some really healthy boundaries at our workplace, like some new systems that you and I did together instead of separately. Yeah. And so that just feels like, wow, we are a team in every aspect of our life, parenting, work, in the bedroom, like we're in this together. And I think sometimes like work, that was a challenge too, right? Like work could pull us apart because I do my things, you do your things, and we come together and it was like, oh, wait. And so we're trying to really do it together now.
Yeah. I mean, another big challenge for us last year was work-life balance.
Oh my gosh.
And making time for us as a couple, date nights, big things that are important to us that we really struggled with. And I like that language. Hopefully you like it too, that we struggled with, not that either one of us fell short, but like it was hard for us last year.
It was.
Okay.
So first step, there we go.
We reflected. We talked about some things we feel really good about coming out of last year.
Triggering.
No. And we recognized that we had some struggles last year, which takes us into the second part of setting intention together, which is just like, this is kind of, I hope the fun part is let's just talking about our hopes, our dreams, like what we collectively want in the new year.
Are you asking me?
What do you want, girl? I think we want the same things.
My hopes, my dreams, priorities for the coming year. To get for myself individually, I want to feel really healthy in my mind, body. I want to eat really healthy, like lots of whole foods, but I'm not going to be rigid. I just want to feel like everything's working to the best of its ability. Spiritually, right? I really want to connect with my spiritual self. I want to take time weekly to do that, to cultivate my spiritual side. And I'm hoping that as a couple, in addition to myself individually growing in that way, that we can do that together. Yeah. Another dream I have is like that I just trust that everything's okay. That instead of like, oh, I have to like work 80 hours a week, or just, my anxiety. If you guys have heard our podcast, like I struggle with depression and anxiety. And sometimes it can just hijack you to places where like, you just know it's not me. And so I'm just like, want to shine. I want to feel like myself.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to really be ahead of any of my negative, catastrophic stuff.
I mean, I think we can certainly make that a unified couple goal, because I have different struggles in that area, but I have things weigh me down. Like I let like intrusive thoughts just get into my mind, and then both of us seem like we're just carrying a huge burden around. I think one of our goals in this upcoming year is this like lightness and freedom.
Lightness, freedom, playfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like vitality. I guess the word for me is vitality. So that's going to be one of our 6 words, vitality.
I mean, we definitely are committed to date nights, to like.
That's a priority.
That is a priority.
Yeah.
That is
once a month.
Once a month. That's
crazy.
Achievable. That's a big important thing about your intentions, is we want to increase quality time together. And one of the goals that we have is a monthly date night. That is doable. There is no way we can't do that.
So really quickly, so just to kind of recap, the first step is you're reflecting together. You're on your victories, struggles from the prior year. And now you're talking about your hopes, dreams for the next year. So, right. So now I understand where your hopes and dreams are, right? You want to have more freedom, I want to have more playfulness, and I want to feel really healthy. And so the third and last final step is you're co-creating these intentions together.
Yeah, you kind of blend it together,
so
right?
Kind of like what you just said, EJ, like we're going to have date night once a month, and we're going to be really consistent in sticking to that, because that's so important. That's one intention. You could have 3 intentions. You could have 10 intentions. I'd like to keep it kind of short and sweet, because I just know our life.
We both want to feel really physically well. We want to, so what that means is we want to support each other in exercising. We want to support each other in eating well. We don't want to be rigid though about it.
No.
Right. So that's a shared intention we have, is a really healthy year where we feel good in our bodies, where we feel good about ourselves. We feel strong.